So I made it to Delaware Water Gap. I'm on the Pennsylvania side. There's a few smaller shifts today. I didn't realize that some of the roads were actually seasonally closed. So I was going to drive along the river on some of the smaller roads, and there was a gate across it. And I got on the website, and it says some roads will be closed. But Route 209, I think it is, on the Pennsylvania side is open. And that's like more of a major road, so they keep that clear. It's not raining today, thankfully, but it is pretty chilly and overcast, as you can see. And so I'm on the banks of the Delaware River right now at a boat launch. So along with Delaware Water Gap, this is also Middle Delaware National Scenic River, I think. So the twofer. So this is my first stop, Bushkill access. So I'm gonna be hitting some various points along Route 209, I think, doing some short trail hikes, and there's a waterfall up here. I'm taking a short hike along Tom's Creek. It's only about 0.8 miles long one way, so, and less than 100 feet of gain, so it shouldn't take too long. I made it to the end of the Tom's Creek Trail, and there's a cool little rapid here. Yeah, it wasn't a bad little hike. It didn't take me too long, so I head back to the car. It's actually nice because it's in sort of a little ravine here, so it's out of the wind, still a little cool, as you can tell by my puffy coat. So I stopped at one of the access points along the Delaware, and I'm a little excited because I found a mud pit. I don't get to use my FJ for what it was designed for a lot, so I might take advantage of this while I see it. Which it looks like a few other people have partaken as well. And it's, kind of part of the parking lot here. I normally wouldn't go off-road or anything in the national park, but obviously somebody else has done it already, and it's right near it's by a boat launch, so it's not like it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's obviously been done before, and it's not that big. I should be able to handle it no problem, but I'm excited I can use my four-wheel drive. Wow! I just got some beauty marks. I actually wound up going through 3 times. 2 takes with my cell phone and 1 with the camera and the tripod to get the lights out. Yeah, that was fun. So I stopped at the Pocono Environmental Education Center, kind of in the middle of the park. And a bunch of trails that sounded interesting, so I'll probably do the bulk of my hiking around here. And the gift shop in the education center was actually open because it's in the park, but it's a private entity or separate entity from the park. So I was actually able to get a magnet this time for the Pocono Center, not the Delaware Water Gap. But anyway, I'm on the trail right now to the Scenic Gorge. I think it's just under 2 miles round trip, so again, not too bad. There's some other interesting trails I might try too, but we'll see how this one goes first. Alright, so I made it to the start of the Scenic Gorge on the Scenic Gorge Trail, and it's really nice here because there's a lot of conifers, evergreens, so it's actually pretty green compared to where like the other hike I did earlier at Tom's Creek. That was, yeah, everything's brown. It's still early, but this is nice. So it's got some color, and I think it'll be a nice hike. So now I'm on the Fossil Trail, and it takes you to this outcrop of rock. And I didn't research ahead of time, so I didn't know what kind of fossils it was, but it's little teeny tiny, like the biggest ones are probably like an inch or two, like bivalves, and other little tiny sea creatures. I'll get some close-up shots of them. So just below the outcrop, which is just up there, they have this display down below with a few rocks on it, and you can see like a big bivalve right here. A little description of some of the critters that you can find in the rocks, and it was interesting. I heard fossils and I was expecting like dinosaurs and stuff, but these are just little tiny guys. All right, on to the next trail. So I'm starting my third hike around the Pocono Environmental Education Center. This is the Tumbling Waters Trail, and I'm coming up on my first tumbling water. This is probably the longest hike I'll do today. It's about 3 miles, and it's supposed to be some nice overlooks of the Delaware River Valley, so that'll be cool. Let's get to it. So I'm at this spot on the Tumbling Waters Trail where there used to be a home at one point. I guess this was a farm back in the day, up till about the 30s or so. And so one of the things that's been left behind is a telephone pole. The guide said there's some persistent garden flowers around somewhere. Probably too early to see them. And Think about a spring house. And that's another telephone pole, and not sure what this depression is. So anything resembling ruins is cool. I love ruins. So it's just a telephone pole. Continue on. So I found some more ruins that were labeled on the map. It's an old chimney. There didn't seem to be much about it in the trail guide. Might have to stop back at the nature center and ask about it. I imagine there was some kind of cabin or something. You can see the remains of a foundation by the looks of it. And it would have been a sweet place to have one, because down here it's an overlook. The river's down there somewhere. Can't quite see it through the trees from here. I can just see the other bank. But yeah, those hills in the distance, that's the New Jersey side of Delaware Gap. Yeah, this would have been a great place to have a little cabin with a hell of a view. Continue on. So it's a little clearer view of the valley from one of the lookouts along the Tumbling Water Trail. Yeah, that's Jersey, those hills in the distance. And the Delaware River's down there. It's got to be beautiful when the leaves are out and everything's green. I'd come back here in the summer sometime. So I just turned off the Tumbling Waters Trail and onto the Two Ponds Trail. And I've come upon the first of the two ponds. It's very lovely. I think it's dammed. I see what looks like a dam at the far end. So it is indeed a dam at the end of this lake, or a pond, I should say. And they've got some canoes up there. Can't imagine it'd be much fun though. It's like the size of maybe 2 football fields, if that. It's not a very big pond. So I reached the second of the two ponds on Two Ponds Trail. And I'm just across the road basically from where I started. Over there, so another minute and I'll be back to the car. Whew, I wasn't expecting to come up to this Poconos Environmental Education Center, but glad I did, and had some really good trails. And I'm probably done hiking for the day, or at least any major hiking. This was, I think, 5 or 6 miles I did today. So I'm here at what will probably be the last stop for my trip to Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. And this is Raymonds Kill Falls, and it's pretty loud, as you can probably hear. There's the upper falls, which are right over here. But the big falls are down over here. good 70 feet down, I would say. There's another viewing platform down below that I'm going to go check out. I was going to do Dingman's Falls, but the road up to the falls is closed. And I'm kind of done hiking for the day, so I came here instead. This is beautiful, so all worked out. So I made it down to the lower platform at Raymonds Falls, and it's pretty loud, so hopefully you can hear me on this video. But here's the view from down below. And it's a little taller than I first thought. You can see the viewing platform up at the top there. Might be a good 100 feet tall. I'm not sure exactly, but it's up there. And when I got down here, I discovered that there's more falls over here. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. I don't know what Dingman's Falls is like. That's supposed to be the more popular one, but this one's pretty cool. Yeah, this is a good final stop in my trip to Delaware Water Gap.